I think the appeal of cubing is that the challenge is really obvious. It's a puzzle with 6 sides and 6 colors. But despite that, it's pretty hard to do if you don't have practice or any sort of regimented learning. But the learning process is really fun, and the learning curves for some methods and outsets are pretty high. And so it's an obvious challenge, but a really good path to conquer the challenge. I think one of the biggest things that has changed is just how professional everything is. People have sponsorships now. These manufacturers are making products faster than ever. The engineering on these products is really high level, and people are beginning to make cubing part of their careers, which is really cool. But despite all this growth and professionalism, the community is still very friendly, and it feels very homey sometimes, despite just how professional it is. So I think it's got the best of both worlds in that sense.
Man, I would say, all of the friends that I've made through cubing, I definitely wouldn't have made otherwise. Definitely, because we're all from different parts of the country and everything, but different parts of the world even, But and definitely my best friends I've ever made are from cubing, And I think if I didn't have that, it would be harder to find kind of a place to fit in, I guess, because I never had many common interests with people in school and stuff like that. So having something like this to be able to come to a competition like this and just connect with everyone over this, simple thing, but then also be able to connect in a bunch of other ways, has, definitely kind of been like a life-changing type of thing, I feel like, at least. So that's kind of the short version, I guess, definitely.
Cubing has allowed me to meet lots of people that I never would have met. My best friends are cubers. Pretty much the people I talk to mostly are cubers. Cubers got me into lifting. Cubers got me into being good at academics. Lots of my friends have definitely positively impacted my life because of cubing.
Hi, my name is Alese Devin, and I've been cubing for around 7 years. So I do 3x3, 4x4, 5x5, 6x6, and 7x7. Then also some mega minks and one-handed. I can do 2x2 and blind, but it's not really my event. And some of my best times on 3x3, I just got a 6.4 earlier, and I'm pretty sure that's PB. So it wasn't really until I went to my first competition, and I was one of 2 or 3 girls. And I was like, wow, I didn't really realize how few there actually were. And for me, it wasn't a huge deal. I'm friends with a lot of guys, so I didn't per se notice it, but it's cool to be smart and to be unique and have your own hobby. So that's what I learned, and that's why I got involved.
I think the biggest thing at this point that everyone knows me for is video, and cubing has allowed me to explore a lot of different things and expand my career a lot. It let me get into video very easily through YouTube, and then starting with nationals videos, and then I made that documentary, which led to me making a Netflix documentary. Cubing has always been this thing that's allowed me to explore video more, and I've had a lot of people push me further and further, which has been really good. Cubing has been amazing, and it's what's kind of gathered all of us, but it's been the people the whole time for sure.
So for me, I started cubing when I was really young, so I think I naturally matured, but also cubing helped me become more outgoing and have better social skills and talk to people. And in general, I think I grew with cubing as well. It just made me a better person. My name's Dana Yee. I've been cubing for almost 10 years.
I've been cubing for a little bit over 3 years. I started in April 2016. So in 4x4 blind and 5x5 blind, I've held 13 world records, and I currently hold both the single and average world records in both of those events. And I'm also top 10 in the world in 3 blind and multi-blind. So far, only 5 blind and multi-blind have concluded, and I'm national champion in 5 blind and 2nd place in multi. So from starting cubing, I actually got into blindfolded just a couple of months afterwards. It's just for me, it was just this one challenge beyond solving the cube that I wanted to be able to do at some point. And my line of thinking was essentially, if I could learn how to solve a Rubik's Cube, I can learn how to solve it blindfolded now. So I just never really gave up on learning how to solve it, and by the time I'd been cubing for a year, I was already sub 1 on 3 blind. I think it's just my determination and my unwillingness to give up. 4 blind and 5 blind are very unforgiving events because They require a very high level of accuracy sustained for a long period of time. Obviously, it takes a lot of work and perseverance to get good at it, but I've kind of stuck through that, and now it's just one of the things that I do best.
I'd say cubing has changed my life a lot because it's helped change my work ethic, because to get fast I had to have some good habits, but I think also it's helped me with certain life skills. Like for example, multi-blind, since I have to be very concentrated, it's motivated me to get better sleep, things like that. And also, cubing has just played such a big part in my life. It's what I spend most of my free time doing, just because I find it so fun, and it's helped me make so many new friends that I wouldn't have made before. Yeah.
Hey, I'm Maddie Clemmons. I've been cubing for about 11 years now, and I work at the Cubicle Pro Shop. My favorite event is the Megaminx. I really got into this event when I was younger, just because I like the turning of the cube, and I feel like I actually have a little bit of talent in it. I've been improving this year quite a bit. Actually, at this Nationals, I beat my PB single 3 times and got my first sub-1 single ever, and I'm glad it was an official solve. And I also beat my PR by quite a bit, so I'm super happy with my results at this competition. The Megaminx is basically a puzzle that has 12 different sides, and you solve it sort of like a 3x3 by first solving a star and then inserting different F2L pairs and completing the last layer. What cubing means to me is community and building friendships. Before I really started working at the Cubicle, I was a little bit of an outsider in the cubing community, but ever since I started competing this year, I've made so many friends and so many great memories.
Okay, so could you just tell us, how has cubing changed your life?
I think that it is cubing at first it was a hobby, now it is something more professional, and it is really nice to know that I can do something that is my passion and do it as something professional. So now I have traveled along for a lot of countries. I have also appeared a lot of times in TV. I have also appeared in newspaper, now I have 3 Guinness World Records, so it has changed a lot. And I am thinking to keep doing it for some time.
Just what makes Megaminx interesting?
It's kind of hard to answer. I mean, at first Megaminx was I started solving 3v3, then I tried a Megaminx on an application of a tablet. I was there solving it because it was fun for me, and then I bought one. And it was really fun for me because it is like a 3v3 with more steps, and there you need to do a lot of deduction. So that is something that is fun for me, to do new things every solve. That's fun for me.
Well, I think that speedcubing helps you learn to perform under pressure and be able to make split-second decisions. But I think that more than anything, speedcubing teaches you that your greatest competitor is actually yourself. And I think that applies not just to cubing, but to pretty much everything in life. Coming to a competition as big as Nationals and meeting and competing with actual world record holders, legends in the field, it's just so inspiring, it's actually hard to describe. I just can't wait to come back next year.